Hey, this your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 2. Nope, that's not it. Episode 4. Boogers and Birkins. Okay. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome. We do reviews here. That's pretty much all we do. And if you are returning, excuse me, welcome back. All right now, give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel and we will begin. All right. Now, first of all, we got taglines. I don't like none of them. I don't like none of them. They just ain't giving nothing to me. That's my opinion. Now, the one that I do like, but not by much, is Guerdy. But other than that, I don't like none of them. Okay. So the scene starts with Julia is singing her little opera. I don't know why she act like she can sing. She can't sing. I don't understand. No, boo. You can't sing. I don't even know why you entertaining opera. That's one of the hardest vocal trainings you can have. She can't sing, y'all. She can't sing. And I don't understand why she torturing our eardrums with her trying to sing opera. She can't sing. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't understand why she even thinks she can sing opera. She don't even have a regular singing voice. Opera's the hardest vocal training you have. You don't even have a regular singing voice. Oh my God. You need auto-tune real bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, so she messing up song. Ooh. So the guy, then she bust out and crying and shit. I don't like Julia. Anyway, she bust out crying. And so he looking like, what the hell wrong with you? So she said, she blaming Guerdy to why she threw the drink on her. She said that she was in an argument with the lady, and Guerdy said, the performance is over. This is not an opera show. And so that's why she threw the drink on her and Kiki. Because she threw the drink on Kiki too. That's why she said she threw the drink on her. Not the fact that you didn't want to tell, you ain't want Guerdy to tell the real story behind this cruise and stuff. Okay. You threw the water on her because she said that this is not a performance. This is not an opera show. No. Hell no. 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 Shut up, bitch. Yes, honey. You crazy as hell. Anyway, and so then she also didn't say that she threw the water on Guerdy and Kiki. She said it just spilled all over the place.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Thank you.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Thank you. No. Hell no. Anyway, so they flashed to Guerdy, and she said that she tried to rewrite the whole script to the cruise, basically. And she said she assaulted me, and she said, and Guerdy said, I will never forget it, and for what she did. And I said, I understand. So they flashed to Alexia. She on the vibration plate. Then Marysol was like, let me get on. So she get on and she squeezed her non-existent butt. Marysol squeezes Alexia's non-existent butt. Nobody has a butt on the show except for Larsa and Kiki and Guerdy. Nobody got a butt, okay? But y'all lips is filled, okay? Everybody lips is filled, okay? They ain't got no big butts, but everybody got big lips, okay? On the show, everybody got big lips except for Kiki and Guerdy. Everybody got big lips, okay? But y'all butts is flat. Flat, 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 child. Okay. Y'all put it all in them lips. Oh my God. I was like, ooh, these lip fillers are just getting to me. I can't take it. I was like, Jesus Christ, everybody got big ass lips. Lord have mercy. Can't nobody have no for real original lips? Anyway. So Guerdy, I'm sorry, Guerdy. Guerdy is decorating for Halloween because her son Liam loves Halloween. So Miles walks in. He was like, "Yeah, this is nice," you know. Liam is loving it, but I think that's the oldest one. Miles, I think he's a little. I think he may have, Asperger syndrome. He may be on the autism spectrum or whatever. He probably real smart. Like the good doctor. Yeah, he probably real smart and things like that. But yeah, I think he's a little Aspergery. That's how we say it in the medical field. That's how we nurses say it. He look a little Aspergery. Yeah, I think he may have Asperger's or allegedly, because I really don't know his diagnosis or whatever, or he may be on the autism spectrum. But because I could just see how he is, but. That's neither here nor there. He probably real intelligent. He probably is, he could probably be the good doctor too. Liam with his Chick-fil-A bag, he come in there and he excited about. And then she said the theme is the what she say? The Panic at the Disco. I was just like, what they know about discos? Guerdy, you barely know about discos. You were born in like the late 70s, okay? You barely know about disco, okay? So what they know about damn disco, okay? Russell, and so she sit down and talk to Russell, and so Russell was like, he talking about this little altercation and this assault that Guerdy had. And so all he said was, all I pictured was this real tall big woman standing over you. And he said, and I got upset. And that's exactly what she did. She was standing over her, pointing at her across Kiki too. So she was pointing across Kiki. Okay. Yeah, across Kiki. So Kiki was getting it too. Okay. So then they flash to Julia and Martina. They're going shopping. Julia told Marysol that Martina, now mind you, Martina didn't agree to none of this, but she said Martina is going to fix you some dish that Martina's good for. Okay, she said that she's going to fix you a dish because I ruined your wedding. Okay, now mind you, so she is basically volunteering Martina services because she ruined her wedding. That's what it is. And so Martina was like, well, next time you need to speak to me first before you volunteer my services. So then she was talking about how her and Guerdy got into an argument, even though she started it and she finished it. And still a net in here. And so then Martina was like, well, that's how Guerdy is. She likes to attack. What the fuck you talking about, Martina? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Okay. Girl. I'm going to give you this too.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay. Guerdy doesn't like to attack. Your woman attacked Guerdy by throwing that water on her. Thank you very much. Marysol said that the water throwing was too much, and I agree. But then she said that Guerdy, Julia said that she told that she went to Paris when what's her name? When Martina was having a facelift, she went to Paris to let me go back. When Martina was having chemo in New York, she was in Paris getting a facelift. And so Julia was like, I went to Paris to visit Emma, her daughter. And she got the facelift though. Okay. I mean, she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. You still got a facelift in Paris. And you visit your daughter. Hey, you killed two birds with one stone. And while Martina was having chemo in New York. Now, Martina said that she, if she needed her, she would have been on a plane. But that still doesn't negate the fact that she was in Paris getting a facelift while you was in New York getting chemo. Okay, now if you felt like you didn't need her, Martina, that's fine. But that does not negate that she was still in Paris getting a facelift. Okay. So then then Julia said she texted Guerdy an apology, and Guerdy left her on red. Oh, well. Okay, now that's what you get. Shit. So they go back to Guerdy. Guerdy crying from Russell. She said, Julia violated me in front of the girls for their entertainment. Okay, so she thinking that, the girls were entertained that she threw Julia threw that water on her for the girls' entertainment. Okay, she said it was a symbolic act to degrade me at a level as if I was nothing. As if I was nothing. Get it, Guerdy. Okay. But Russell was like, he was like, nobody said, that's not right. That's, you that's not a good thing to throw some water. First of all, to throw water on anybody, but to throw water on her, and she recovering from breast cancer. Nobody said nothing. So, and nobody did say anything because that was for the girls' entertainment. That's what it was. That's what she said. So then they go to Stephanie. I guess Stephanie is the new girl. And Stephanie is flying her husband's plane, Soma Air. She going to pick up her dogs from Orlando. So she flying from Miami to Orlando to pick up some dogs. I don't blame her. If you got a private jet and you can do it, do it. I would. Shit. I would. I mean, if you can do it, do it. Fuck it. Stephanie is looking very matronly in a confessional. I was just like, okay, all right. So her husband started Shoma Group, real estate company, and she said they met at a game or something, a basketball game. I think Miami Heat. They met at the Miami Heat game. But word on the curb is that you work for him, and he was married, and you was a side chick. And then he divorced her and married you. That's the word on the curb, okay? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's the word on the curb, okay? The word on the curb is you work for him and you was a side chick, and then he was married, and then he got a divorce, and then he married you. That's what the word on the curb is. But you met him at a Bulls game, or not a Bulls game. That's Chicago, Miami Heat game. Okay, that was you definitely gonna say. So let me see. Larsa, when they landed in Orlando, Larsa calls Marysol, and Marysol was like, "Oh, you on a private jet? I want to ride on a private jet." She was like, "You should have came on this private jet," because Larsa was like, I don't like flying, so it is what it is. So, but Marysol tells Marysol tells Larsa, Alexia got 90 more days on her divorce. So, who cares? Who cares?
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't-
Still don't care.
Still don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Don't care.
I don't care. I really don't care. Really don't care. Who cares? Okay. So Marysol and Alexia visits Lisa. They talk about the wedding party, and so Marysol was like, well, at first Larsa was recapping Milan, and she said on the last day Jody was amped up. He had crazy behavior, and at one point you were defending her. And so Lisa was like, who? Larsa? I was defending Larsa. And so Alexa was like, yeah, because he was screaming at Larsa. And so Lisa was like, absolutely not. She said Jody doesn't even raise his voice. And she's just like, so Larsa is a manipulator and liar. Meanwhile, Larsa's talking to Jack, who was in Milan. Okay? And he don't have a dog in his fight, okay? And he's saying that Jody was acting crazy, okay? And he even told him that you can't talk to women like that. She said Jack said that Lisa was even telling Jody to shut up and to be quiet and don't talk to her friend Larsa like that. Okay? Okay. So Jody, who don't have a dog in this fight, is saying the same thing that Larsa is saying. But Lisa is saying something totally different. Okay? So I tend to believe Larsa, since first of all, Jody is her boyfriend, so she don't want Jody to look bad. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, Larsa said, I think that he is a social climber anyway. So I tend to believe Larsa as well. But Lisa said, they said something about Alexia and Marysol. See, I'm calling her Marysol. That is not Marysol. Marysol is a man from Love and Mary Huntsville. Marysol. I'm gonna get it together. Marysol. I think I've called her Marysol. Sorry. Marysol told Lisa that his eyes was looking crazy. And she was just like, well, what is his eyes supposed to look like? She was like, he just got big eyes. She said, and I love his eyes because he looks like Furby. Yeah. But apparently, they said he got big eyes. And they get bigger when he doing doing the booger sugar. Okay. Speaking of boogers and Birkin, he doing the booger sugar, okay? Allegedly. We don't know, okay? But apparently they get bigger when he doing the booger sugar, okay? Allegedly, okay? Anyway. Lisa was like, well, I was dealing with a lot, and she was like, and she's like, and then I started hearing this. And so Marysol was like, well, who told you? You did, bitch. You did. You just did. You just did. What we talking about? You did. You did. Okay. But she was just like, but Lisa was like, well, I'm not going to say I'm not a rat, Then Larsa was sending like, prayers and all that other stuff for her and her dad situation. And then she sent a picture of her dad in a casket. I don't know why. I don't know why, but she's sending a picture of her dad in casket. Anyway, so on to bigger and better things. Kiki and Summer. I love Summer, okay? They're going to pick up Grandpa at the airport. And so Summer was like, I want to go on the airplane. Kiki was like, where you want to go? She was like, I want to go dance. I want to go dance, okay? I don't care where it's at. I want to go dance. I love her. So they pick up, his name is, what's his name? Larsa. They pick him up at the airport. She says she ain't spoken to her daddy in 10 years. He threw her out when she was 15 for modeling. But that was 21 years ago. Why you ain't spoken to him in 10 years? You should have said you ain't spoken to him in 20 years, okay? Because that was 21 years ago that he threw you out. Okay? But she said it was 10 years. She ain't spoken to him in 10 years. I don't know why she ain't spoken to him in 10 years. But anyway, her dad, Larsa, has 7 kids, and the youngest is 3 years old. Okay, now mind you, Summer is 4 years old, so she got an uncle that is younger than her. Okay, okay, she got an uncle that's younger than her. I can't say anything because I got an uncle that's younger than me. Okay. Okay. I got an uncle that's younger than me. Okay. He probably about 50 right now. Okay. And I'm 54. So, yeah. So I can't say nothing, And I think it's in all families. Okay. So it is what it is. But he looked good. He probably in his late 50s. He probably about as old as Marysol and Adriana, because they in their late 50s. Yeah, they close to 60. Yeah, so yeah, he look good. He look good. I can see why. He got 7 kids. I wouldn't date him, honey. No, I wouldn't date him. He like them young girls anyway, because it ain't we ain't having no babies over here. Anyway, but Kiki just want her to have him to have a relationship with her son more so than anything else. Okay, he 18. He in college. And, she wants him to have a relationship with her son. I can understand that. All right, so Larsa is introducing Marysol and Alexia and Julia to Steph. Now, Alexia is a no-show, but uh, when Larsa was telling the ladies about Stephanie, she Larsa was like, she don't like animals, or she don't like kids. She don't like kids or animals. She said that Birkins and Boogers don't go together. Okay. Okay. So Stephanie rolls up. I don't know what she got on, but she got her little pink Birkin. And, Larsa was trying to, take her Birkin so she can sit down. But she was just like, no, I guess separation anxiety, whatever. Who cares? Nobody cares. So, Stephanie tells Julia that her husband loved Martina. Yeah, I understand that because her husband is old and Martina old. Okay, so I can understand that. Okay, yeah, Martina Navratilova was playing when her husband was a young whippersnapper. Okay. So yeah, so he do love her. Okay. So Stephanie, like I said, she said she met him at the Miami Heat game. She was 26 and he was 50. But word on the curb is you was working at his real estate firm, and then then you married him, even though he was married, and. But we'll leave that alone. Okay. Word on the curb. All right. So Julia invites her to the baby shower. Then Stephanie, she goes over the fact that she the head bitch in charge at the real estate firm. She walking in her kitten heels. Yes, girl, you was a big boss in her kitten heels, honey, in her kitten heels. Okay. In the kitten heels, okay. But yeah. But Julia, Stephanie says she wants to go to Julia's farm, and so Julia gets real excited because because Larsa told him that she don't like kids and she don't like animals, and Stephanie was like, I grew up on a farm. She said, I don't know where you got that from. I grew up on a farm. She was just like, I used to stick my finger in chickens to see if they got eggs and stuff. And she was like, we used to eat cows' testicles and stuff. So bulls' testicles and stuff like that. So yeah. She said, I don't know where you got that from. And so whatever. So then Larsa was like, where's Alexia? So Stephanie was like, well, my pet peeve is people being late. You ain't gonna like this group. Anyway, so she said, so Marysol calls her, no answer. Then she leaves her a text that, she got a migraine, she won't be attending, and everybody's saying she probably retired. Yep, probably. Anyway, so the baby shower. Okay. Adriana, Julia told Adriana she wants Stephanie to sit by her, but she was just like, she was like, she ain't gonna sit by her in my establishment. This damn gnat is getting on my nerves. Get away from me. She said she can sit across from you, but she ain't gonna sit by you. But apparently Martina was sitting right beside what's her name? Julia, because they were sitting at the head of the table. So I don't know who was Lisa. I saw Lisa sitting beside Martina. I mean Julia. Who cares? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Gidget shows up. Alexia shows up. And Kiki shows up, but Alexia shows up. And Gidget shows up. Gidget is Stephanie because she looked like Gidget, okay? She had this hair with flipped up like this. And got the little band, honey. She looked just like Gidget, okay? And so then Gidget tells Alexia, she said, when someone takes the trash out, you don't go back in the trash to get something else. So Alexia was like, I don't like her talking about Todd like he trash. I don't know why he is trash. But that was good though. That was good. When somebody take the trash out. I'm sorry. That's the toilet flushing. You don't go back in the trash to get, to take stuff out. I get you, honey. So Guerdy is in New York. Larsa, Lisa finds out she wasn't invited to when Marysol and Alexia and Julia, she wasn't invited to when they met Stephanie. And so, they was him hawing like, Lisa was like, why wasn't I invited? So Marysol and Alexia was like, she was like, Larsa was there. So Stephanie was like, ooh, awkward. Awkward.
Embarrassing.
Okay. Larsa really invited us, so we didn't want you and her get into it. Anyway, so they showed the boys, they little black kids, I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll go on with that, only because I don't. Her and Guerdy getting into it, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But the boys are cute, and so if they gonna give these boys a good home, let them give them a good home, okay? But y'all need to quit talking about Guerdy. Like, like Martina was like, she always, always aggressive or, attack. Yeah, she's always attacking and stuff like that. I don't like that. Anyway, Adriana gives a speech, but Alexia has something to say, and so she was like, well, I've known Julia for 3 years, and then, Adriana was like, I've known him for a decade. Whatever. Who cares? I don't care. They pass around these poopy diapers so people can eat their diapers. Honey, Kiki was like, this looks like some lentils, some so-and-so. So, it was like, okay. They do a truth or dare. Julia has to pick a person to have a threesome with. And she said, Stephanie. Then Larsa, something about her mistake or whatever. She said she being too loyal. She that's her problem. She's being too loyal. Then Kiki got to twerk for 30 seconds, so she twerking. Lisa tells So Lisa looks across the table to Stephanie and she said, oh, Stephanie, I know you got a private jet. She said, all I've heard about you are rich. And she was just like, and you got a private jet, so we can be friends. And so Stephanie in the confessional was like, it's rude to say, I want to be your friend because what I have. And I agree. I agree. And so Kiki and Lisa go to the bathroom. So was Larsa was saying that, um, Lisa should be mad at the person who told her about the wedding. And she shouldn't be mad at me. She should be mad at the person who told her about the wedding because, she said that should not have been told to her while she's grieving. Okay. So, so she should be mad at the person who told her and not be mad at me. No, Larsa, she should be mad at you too. Okay. So Marysol was like, well, I want to know who told her. You did, stupid. You did. You did. And Lexia was like, well, that's not really important. She said, and Larsa, y'all ain't been on good terms in about a month since Jody's birthday party when you went the hell off on her. Okay. So she should be still mad at you. Okay, she should be. That's what Alexia said. She should be still mad at you because y'all ain't been on good terms in about a month since Jody's birthday party. So then Lisa come back. She was like, y'all talking about me? And so Julia was like, well, who told you? Is anybody going to admit it? And Lisa was like, listen, I'm not a rat. I'm not going to say who told me. But the thing about it is everybody is there. And if everybody's saying that they didn't tell, then Guerdy told because Guerdy is the only person that's not there. Okay. And so Lisa was like, I'm not a rat. I'm not telling. So Kiki was like, Julia, why are you starting stuff at your own baby shower? Why are you starting this? And so Julia goes around the room talking about, well, I didn't say it. Did you say it? You know what I'm saying? And so then Kiki was like, Guerdy said it. Okay, Guerdy said it because Guerdy is the only person that's not there. Guerdy is the one who told her. And so Lisa was like, it doesn't matter. I'm dealing with my father. It's been a week since I put my father in the ground. And so then she started crying. And she was like, it's been a week. So I'm not going to, say, bitch, stop crying. Because that's what I want to say. But she dealing with her father. So I'm going to let her have it. But, you still be crying a lot. So she leaves the table. And so Adriana was like, I told you I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to bring this up. This is a baby shower or whatever. And so she goes off in the back and, that's the end of the episode, okay? So we'll see next week. Okay. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. If I can get my thing together. There you go. Let's try it again. Peace.